Men forget the death of their father sooner than the loss of their inheritance. Those words were written half a millennium ago by Machiavelli, and they remain as sharp and terrifyingly true today as the moment they were first inked on paper.
Why?
Because humans are not governed by love, morality, or compassion. They are governed by survival, gain, and self-interest. You've been told otherwise. You've been trained since birth to feel, to empathize, to care. But what they never told you is this: feelings make you weak.
Feelings make you predictable. Feelings make you exploitable.
The man who learns to feel nothing, he terrifies people. Guilt cannot chain him. Fear cannot shatter him. Shame has no power over him. He cannot be broken because he has already killed the part of himself that bleeds for others. This lesson is not about kindness. It is not about morality. It is about power. And if you want to survive in a world of wolves, you cannot remain soft. You must become colder than them. Coldness is the weapon the strong have always carried. The generals who conquered, the rulers who endured, the survivors who outlasted, none of them lived by tears or pity. They thrived because they were unflinching, calculating, and detached. To embrace coldness is not to embrace cruelty. It is to choose clarity over delusion. When you strip away emotional fog, reality reveals itself for what it is: raw, merciless, and unforgiving. Think carefully. Anger clouds your judgment.
Love blinds you. Guilt paralyzes you. Fear enslaves you.
The moment you let these forces guide your decisions, you surrender your fate to others. You become a puppet in someone else's play. People smell weakness instantly. They can sense vulnerability like wolves scenting blood in snow. And when they do, they attack, exploit, and consume.
The word does not reward the soft-hearted.
It rewards the cold, the calculating,
the ones who see without illusion.
Every empire was built by such minds. The men and women who hesitate, who cry over betrayal, who plead for mercy, they do not make history. They are forgotten. But those who feel nothing, those who wield their detachment like a blade, become immortal in memory. Their coldness became their shield. Their calm became their terror. And here lies the truth you were never taught. Being cold is not the absence of humanity. It is the mastery of it. When you detach from the chaos of emotional reaction, you see the true nature of others. You see who is loyal, who is weak, and who only pretends.
You stop wasting energy on regret, pity, or guilt.
Every second spent on these illusions is a second someone else uses to move against you. Machiavelli understood this well. He knew that men forget kindness faster than they forget harm. If you invest in feelings, you hand people a weapon. And they will use it. But when you learn coldness, you become untouchable. Lies no longer move you. Affection no longer sways you.
Guilt no longer chains you.
Your enemies, your rivals, even your so-called friends cannot wound you, because you have withdrawn the one thing they prey upon, your emotions. To master this, you must begin with brutal honesty. Look within and name every weakness. Every attachment that makes you bend. Every guilt that makes you hesitate. Every sympathy that drains your strength. Then, cut them away piece by piece. It will feel unnatural at first.
You will feel resistance.
But remember, softness is the leash society wrapped around your neck. They taught you to be pliant, because the soft are easy to control.
So start small.
Stop reacting immediately to insult or praise. Stop explaining yourself to those who do not deserve your explanation. Stop begging for approval. Approval is a trap, validation is a leash, and friendship is often a mask. Train yourself to respond with logic, not emotion. Observe every surge of anger, fear, or guilt, and freeze it before it leaves your lips. The pause between emotion and action is your first weapon. People will resist this transformation. They will call you cold, heartless, cruel. Good. That is proof it is working. The ones who were comfortable when you were warm were the ones feeding on your warmth.
The ones who fear your coldness are the ones who once exploited you.
And remember, fear is a more reliable tool than love will ever be. Coldness is clarity. Coldness is armor. Coldness is survival. And the world bends only to those who cannot be bent. Coldness is not a personality. It is a skill. And like any skill, it can be sharpened, trained, and perfected until it becomes second nature. Machiavelli never wrote of virtue for its own sake. He wrote of control, survival, and influence. He did not praise sentimentality. He praised results. If you wish to endure in a world built on self-interest, you must learn the methodical art of becoming cold. Let us begin with the first discipline. Step 1. Observe your emotions without acting. Most people are slaves to their feelings. Anger erupts in shouts. Fear collapses into hesitation. Disappointment becomes paralysis. They react before they think, and that reaction betrays them.
You must not. When emotion stirs within you, pause.
Breathe. Ask, what advantage lies here?
What danger if you react?
That moment of silence is your shield.
It disarms manipulators. It unsettles aggressors.
It keeps you in command while the rest flail. Step 2. Stop justifying yourself. The weak feel compelled to explain every choice, every mistake, every decision. They believe that others are entitled to their reasoning. But explanations are openings for criticism, manipulation, or ridicule. When you explain yourself, you surrender power. Instead, learn silence. Refuse to give reasons unless it benefits you. A cold man does not defend himself with words. He lets the weight of his presence do the talking. Silence makes you unpredictable, and unpredictability makes you untouchable.
Step 3. Embrace strategic isolation.
Not everyone deserves your company. Not everyone deserves your trust. Learn to withdraw. Step back from the constant noise of people who drain, demand, or deceive. Observe them from a distance. Engage only when it serves your interest.
Remember, isolation is not loneliness.
It is control. Wolves hunt in packs, but kings rule alone. The fewer who understand your motives, the fewer who can betray you. Distance sharpens perception, and distance is protection. Step 4. Convert emotions into weapons. Most squander their feelings. They drown in sadness, choke on guilt, or burn themselves with envy. You will not. Every emotion must be transmuted. Anger is not rage, it is fuel for precision strikes. Fear is not weakness, it is foresight sharpened. Loss is not despair, it is strategy learned. Every feeling is a resource waiting to be refined. Where others are consumed by fire, you will forge that fire into steel. Step 5. Detach from relationships. This is the most brutal lesson, yet the most necessary. Love, friendship, family, these are the chains by which most men are led to ruin.
The moment you carry too much, you end leverage to another.
Betrayal is inevitable. Attachment only makes the wound deeper. Value connection only when it serves you, and remain immune to betrayal. Be polite, be present, but never surrender control. The man who is respected but not dependent on affection will outlast the man who is adored yet fragile.
Step 6. Develop a cold presence.
Coldness is not only internal, it must radiate. Your appearance, tone, and movements must project composure. Speak less, but make every word intentional. Smile rarely, but when you do, let it be deliberate.
Show calm in chaos.
People fear the one who does not flinch when storms rage.
Composure is louder than rage.
Stillness terrifies more than noise.
Your calmness will command respect without a single raised voice. Step 7. Ruthless self-honesty. This is where most fail.
They wish to be cold, yet they lie to themselves about their weaknesses. You cannot. You must dissect your fears, your attachments, your irrational sympathies with surgical honesty. Every unchecked weakness is a dagger waiting to pierce your back. Coldness requires absolute clarity of self. Find your triggers, and then dismantle them one by one. The process is painful, but so is betrayal. Choose your pain wisely. Step 8. Use fear strategically. Do not mistake coldness for cruelty. The aim is not reckless intimidation but deliberate power. Fear is a tool, not a tantrum. Inspire hesitation in others by being unreadable, by being untouchable. People fear what they cannot predict or control. Let them sense that emotional leverage will not work on you. Let them doubt their ability to move you. That doubt alone will make them cautious, even obedient. Fear does not always require violence. Often, silence and composure are enough.
Step 9. Observe.
Calculate. Execute. Coldness is not inaction, it is precision. Every decision, every move, must be deliberate. Do not react like a puppet pulled by invisible strings. Instead, study the game board. Watch the players. Predict their moves. And when the time comes, strike only once, but strike where it matters. The world will see your calmness and mistake it for passivity. They will underestimate you. That is their error, not yours. And when you finally act, they will never see it coming.
Master these disciplines, and you will notice the transformation.
People who once tested you will hesitate. Those who tried to manipulate you will falter. Those who expected your warmth will retreat from your coldness. Fear will replace familiarity.
Respect will replace exploitation. And influence will follow like a shadow.
Coldness is not about abandoning your humanity, it is about mastering it. Those who drown in their emotions are ruled by others. Those who master coldness become rulers themselves. Coldness is not the end. It is the beginning. Once you master it, you no longer walk into rooms as just another face. You arrive as a force unseen but felt. People measure their words around you. They second-guess their motives. They hesitate before making a move against you. Coldness is not cruelty, it is strategy embodied. But what does mastery look like?
Let Stati Uniti break it down.
First, the test of betrayal. Every man or woman will eventually face it.
A friend who turns. A partner who deceive. A confidant who leaks your secrets. The warm-hearted collapse in despair. They curse the world.
They vow never to trust again, yet they are shattered. The cold, however, does not collapse. Betrayal was anticipated. They catalogued the risk long before the knife was drawn. And when betrayal arrives, they treat it not as tragedy, but as confirmation. The betrayer is cut out swiftly, surgically, without pleading or revenge. Coldness protects you from devastation by turning wounds into warnings.
Second, the silence of power. The loud man seeks respect through noise.
He demands attention, forces laughter, shouts his achievements. But the cold man does not shout. He watches. He calculates. He speaks sparingly, each word weighted like gold. And when he does speak, silence falls. Power is not in the volume of your voice, but in the scarcity of your words. A single sentence, delivered with calm detachment, can break an enemy's will more than an hour of threats. Coldness amplifies your presence until others lean forward to catch every syllable. Third, detach from outcomes. This is the highest tier of coldness. Indifference to loss, to insult, even to temporary defeat. Most crumble when they lose a battle. But the cold strategist knows battles are nothing compared to the war. When you are detached from outcomes, you are immune to manipulation. Praise does not sway you. Insults do not move you. Failure does not paralyze you. You simply adjust, recalculate, and strike again. This unnerves opponents, for they realize nothing breaks you. Indifference is the ultimate armor. Fourth, weaponize absence.
The warm seek constant presence, afraid of being forgotten.
The cold know absence has power. When you withdraw, your silence becomes a question others cannot answer.
They wonder where you are, what you are plotting, what you will do next.
Absence creates mystery. Mystery creates fear. And fear creates influence. Sometimes, the most commanding move is not to appear at all.
Fifth, transform respect into authority.
Once coldness is mastered, respect follows. But respect alone is not enough, it must harden into authority. How? By consistency. By never breaking character. By never letting anyone see you rattled. Authority grows when people realize, you cannot be moved, you cannot be baited, you cannot be owned. That realization creates a barrier between you and the rest of the world, a barrier only the most disciplined dare to cross. Authority born from coldness does not fade, because it is rooted in perception. And perception, once established, is nearly impossible to erase. Sixth, turn coldness into strategy. At its peak, coldness is not about walls, it is about navigation. You no longer simply protect yourself from harm. You bend situations to your will. Emotional appeals no longer sway you, so you can negotiate from strength. Anger no longer clouds your judgment, so you can see flaws others miss. Fear no longer stops you, so you can walk into storms with steady hands. Coldness evolves from survival into command. You are no longer just safe, you are influential.
And now, the warning.
Coldness is powerful, but it must be controlled. Too much, and you risk becoming stone, untouchable, yes, but also unreachable. Influence thrives on balance. A king must be feared, but he must also be respected. A strategist must be detached, but not oblivious. Coldness should not destroy your humanity, it should discipline it. It is the blade, not the wielder. You decide how far to cut. In the end, understand this.
The world respects calm more than chaos.
It bows to composure more than noise. It fears the one who does not tremble when others quake. Coldness is not about rejecting who you are, it is about mastering yourself so thoroughly that no one else can master you. And when you walk this path fully, when your silence speaks louder than their shouting, when your calm unsettles their storms, when your presence alone bends situations to your favor, then you will know you have become untouchable. That is the art of coldness.
Not cruelty. Not emptiness.
But mastery. The world will not admit it, but deep down, it kneels to the one who cannot be shaken.